Hi, I'm Rich with insideHPC. We're here at ISC 2017 in Frankfurt, and we're at the Supermicro booth with Peter. Peter, welcome to Germany.
Yeah.
Why don't we start at the beginning?
Yeah.
Who is Supermicro and who do you help?
Yeah, exactly. So Supermicro is a technology-driven company which makes servers for especially HPC as we are here. And what for us is very important is that we adapt new technology quickly. So we have that first time to market approach, which we can bring to our customers and also to some OEM or ODM customers that we have here. So for example, we take Optane, we take NVMe, new technology on AMD as well as Intel processors. So very technical savvy, and we want to take that advantage to bring to our customers.
You know, Peter, I'm always amazed at the wide variety of hardware you have to show off with all different flavors and shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
But I've also noticed this year that you have a wide presence on the show floor that many people might not understand how that works. Can you talk about your OEM business and how that goes?
Yeah, exactly. So a part of our business, of course, retail is what you see here, but there's a big part which is also OEM type of business. And like you said, you can see the present here in the surrounding booths where you see our products more or less on that part, but I cannot disclose too much about that.
Right, because your brand isn't like, there isn't a sticker on there. Right?
Exactly,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, why don't we take a booth tour? Can you show us what you're showcasing this week?
Absolutely.
Let's go do that.
Yeah.
All right, we're starting our booth tour of Supermicro at ISC. So Peter, what are we looking at here?
Exactly. So this is one of our new products that we just about to launch. This is our 8U SuperBlade. And with this 8U SuperBlade, we have the opportunity to adapt the new technology from Intel, the new scalable processors. Yeah. And it will be in a 20-node dual processor variant, as well as a 10 4-way variant, so giving that flexibility on workloading as well. And also we will adapt to a new technology as a next generation of the Knights Landing, called Knights Mill, especially for AI purposes. Okay. So very flexible and very scalable. And from the other side, we also have the scalability on the internet interconnect. So maybe it will be good to go to the back and show a little bit about that.
Okay, Peter, here we are at the back of that same blade server. Exactly. What are we looking at here?
Exactly. So at first what you see here is the redundant power supplies, which is very important for enterprise type of approach, so you have that redundancy. Yes. So we can run in an N+1 failover as well as an N+N, so giving that flexibility on power usage and split of power planes. And second of all, you will see the networking interconnect. So by default, we have the 10 gigabit interconnect as well as the 100 gigabit interconnect. And on the 100 gigabit, we have two options. You can either take the OmniPath approach with Intel, or we can take the Mellanox approach with EDR, both 100 gigabit, giving that low latency interconnect to those customers.
Does that just slide in like a drawer then?
Yeah, exactly.
Either one?
Yeah, it's easy. So it's a hot pluggable unit, and as you can see, both options are available in the market for us as well.
So Peter, we're continuing our booth tour of Supermicro at ISC. What are we looking at here?
So these are what I call NVMe servers. So NVMe is an all-flash type of disk based on a U.2, so they are hot swappable. And Supermicro is the one that adapts really to this new technology. We have over 80 SKUs available to support that NVMe approach. And what you see here is our product line that is full flash, full NVMe, and that runs basically from 10 NVMe's to 24 to 48. So it scales also with performance and density, so customer has that flexibility to adapt the performance as well as capacity-wise. Okay. So as an added value for NVMe, because it's bound directly to the CPU on a PCI Express lane, it comes close to what memory can do inside a system, which means we have the opportunity to accelerate databases. For example, as you can see here in a MySQL database, where you have much more performance, and also from a footprint where you say, the cost versus performance. You can go with a two-way system in combination with DRAM and NVMe against, for example, for a four-way system with large DRAM memory, which is more costly.
Yeah. So, we'd all love to have all flash and all the fastest DRAM, but budget gets in the way, exactly. So you can optimize for your workload.
So especially in the HPC form factor, pricing is everything. So if you can offload that by new technologies, like we said, like we adapt, that would definitely be helpful.
All right, Peter, we're continuing our Supermicro booth tour at ISC. What are we looking at here?
This is our accelerator card type of service, A lot of things get accelerated at the moment because the CPU cannot fulfill that demand on compute. So what you see here is our server line where we have the opportunity to add multiple accelerator cards. For example, the first one over there, we can host up to 8 PCI Express type of accelerator cards. Okay. And the one you serve here, that's all about density. Giving that flexibility to customers. And we're adapting here a new technology from NVIDIA. So NVIDIA brought out a called SXM2 type of accelerator card, which has a special feature called NVLink. And with this NVLink, we are able to control all the compute to stay within the GPUs without going through the CPU as a blocking factor. So this will really speed up the AI approach as a lot of customers are taking at the moment.
Okay. Well, Peter, I tend to think of Supermicro as just a hardware vendor, but you guys are doing solutions as well, aren't you?
We took the approach now to work closely with ISV, so independent software vendors, to show that we can have proof of concept, certification on their platforms, and one of them is here with Kinetica. So as we just talked about the database acceleration, even with Kinetica, it takes that one step further. Now the database get accelerated on GPU compute, so that's already the next step in getting that performance level out of the systems. And like I said, the cooperation with the ISVs is very important for us, so we can show that that we are having servers that really are application optimized.
All right, Peter, we're continuing our Supermicro booth tour at ISC. There were some big announcements from AMD with processors and GPUs. Are you guys carrying that as well?
Yeah, surely. We are adapting that early technology from AMD as well. And as you said, yesterday it was just launched, and we just already have one solution here on the booth to show. Yeah. So we are adapting that AMD platform as well because we see some advantages coming from AMD because of the core count, because of the memory bandwidth, the PCI Express lanes that are extendedly available from the CPU. So definitely we will adapt to that as well and give that advantages to customers.
Okay. And the processor is called EPYC? Did I get that right? Or?
Yeah, so it's the platform is called EPYC, and the CPU is called Naples, the 7000 series from AMD. Okay. And they run basically from an 8-core all the way up to a 30-core variant.
All right, Peter, thanks for giving us that booth tour. So what's the big takeaway here? What's the overall arching message that you want people to know in HPC space about Supermicro?
Exactly. So I think the takeaway should be that if you're looking for the newest technology, if you're looking for a solution that can bring a difference into your work environment, I think Supermicro is the company to talk to and see if you can find a solution that works for you together with us.